Hey everyone, I am back today with a super special meditation for you. If you've watched this introduction before or you just want to skip right to the meditation, all you need to do is go look to the video description. There are chapter markings and you can skip right ahead to the meditation. But if you haven't joined me before, I encourage you to watch this quick introduction. You only need to watch it one time and then you can go right into your meditation. The reason why I insist on doing an introduction is because I think it's important you know where this comes from and why I'm applying it to your business journey. An unexpected ask at the end of 2023 in my business coaching world was people asking me for Akashic clearings, especially around money blocks. And I think money blocks have got to be one of the top things people go seeking answers for in the metaphysical business space repeatedly. I see it in the manifestation communities. I see it in my reading space. And I've heard about it in a whole lot of other places with my friends in business who practice things like astrology and human design. Now, I've discovered that Akashic clearing work can be extremely helpful and effective, but it comes with a major caveat that we really need to talk about, or you're not going to get what you expect out of this clearing. Those of you who tune in with me regularly and work with me regularly are going to think I sound like a broken record at this point, but I'm going to say it for anybody new who's joining us here in this space. You cannot shortchange the deeper healing within you by bypassing the necessary therapies and somatic work, and especially your inner child healing work. I will continue to remind all of us around here that the necessary therapies are a requirement alongside your business coaching that you use for business development, as well as your metaphysical and spiritual investigations and practices. You cannot swap out one necessary healing modality for another and expect to get the results that you want, especially around money clearing. When we bypass like that, it will leave you with a symptomatic feeling like you're falling behind. So if you've been feeling like that, and I'll be honest with you, I think everybody has felt that at some point in their business journey. So if you feel that now or you have felt it in the past, this is when you know that you're avoiding the actual work you need to do that can coincide with things like these guided meditations. Now, I help clients with business development, but I access it through the woo-woo door of life. And because of this and this realization of all the energies and the way they transpired through the end of 2023 through the 2024 calendar gateway, I've instituted a mandatory change in my business where every client who comes in and wants things like Akashic clearings or deeper readings, they have to go through a mandatory 90-day 1/4 period of Voxer coaching with me. And the reason for that is because I find it's extremely necessary for us to be able to talk through what's going on. And the hardest thing for those of us who love our spiritual practices is recognizing how much we have to engage with the very mundane human things like balancing a checkbook or making sure your bills get paid on time. And those are the things that we want to focus on first before we try and dive into these meditations and use them as a way to sort of jump over or find a secret passageway into some magical shorter path, and that's just not going to happen. If you do this meditation and you're like, I feel really good doing this work with Mary in this capacity already, you're probably going to love the Voxer coaching. You can check out the information for that through the link that is in the video description. I've decided to start these meditations with this introduction to make it abundantly clear, and I do mean abundantly, that by diving into the 360-degree view of what you need to solve in your business, it not only makes you more resilient, but also energetically more stable and so much more powerful to actualize on the visions that you have and bring in the things that you want and need and feel so much better about them. And because we're all different, everyone's going to have something that resonates with them differently. And I encourage you to find the one that works for you. For everyone else who's ready for the sensible part of Sensible Woo, you can then elevate your manifestation game with me by doing that very impactful systems level work. Committing to fixing your systems in business is the foundation of everything that makes your business grow and run and become a legacy that you get to leave in this world. Believe it or not, but your intuitive guidance systems are a major system. And you have to learn them and master them and sometimes fine tune them and give them some repairs. Just like you do with marketing systems or your financial systems, or any other operational system that you use to make your business run. Again, the link to work with me through Voxer Coaching is in the link below this video. All of that information is listed in the show notes. Before we get started, this is your friendly reminder to take some super simple actions. When you like, share, and subscribe to my videos here on YouTube, it really helps me grow my channel. But more importantly, you're actually helping me learn more about what you want. So don't forget to do that before we finish today's video. Thanks for being sensible, being woo, but most of all, being you. Now, let's dive into your Akashic Library Meditation so you can dig into your higher knowing to uncover your higher guidance and so you can find renewed strength in this life. As with all meditations, my encouragement with you is to do this when you have the time to commit to yourself fully in this moment, as well as safety in your environment around you. If you know you're going to be interrupted, now is not the best time to do this. This is when we already start to get data about ourselves and what kind of boundaries we need to institute for our personal practices of well-being. When you're ready, find a comfortable place to have a seat. I highly recommend remaining in an upright position to avoid falling asleep during your meditation. That does happen sometimes, and it's not a horrible thing. It just means that you really need rest, and you won't get what you need out of this guided meditation until you're able to remain conscious during your meditation practice. I'm also usually a big fan of taking a walk during meditations, but this one requires significant concentration, so I encourage you to be in a quiet environment without interruptions to your attention. Get comfortable in whatever seat you're sitting in, whether it's your favorite chair or you're seated cross-legged on the floor like you do in yoga practice. Start to become aware of your breath as it naturally flows in and out. You're not controlling anything, you're simply breathing and paying attention to the quality of your breath in this moment. As you allow yourself to breathe naturally, let your eyes gently close if they're not already in that position. Breathing in and out at your own pace. How are you today? What's your emotional reading on yourself? You can usually tell by noticing the quality of your breathing. Without judging yourself, simply notice where you're at, because this will give you valuable insight into how your meditation will likely feel today. If you're feeling flighty and anxious, you may have a tendency to feel rushed. If you're feeling a little lower and depressed, you may have a tendency to feel like it's difficult to focus. If you're feeling a bit elevated or manic, you may have a tendency to rush past gentle details. Wherever you're at today in your emotional body, remember that it's okay to be there and that you can use this awareness to help guide yourself back into emotional neutrality, where you can find your connection to your higher self and where you can connect with your infinite ability to manifest your visions. As you're noticing your breathing, start to dial into your physical body. Is there a part of your body that seems to tug at your attention more than the rest? Where is it? Does it have something to tell you before we begin our meditation work? Take a moment to let that part of your physical experience say what it needs to say to you and thank it for the message. Now let that part of your body that is tugging on your attention know that it's time to take a break. Thank it for its service and ask it to become a silent observer as you do this meditation work. Now that we've cleared the external and internal distractions, bring your attention to your physical body so you can be fully present with this life that you're currently experiencing. Feeling your feet on the floor and heaviness of your soles as they make contact with the ground beneath them. Feel your legs making contact with the surface that you're sitting on. Connect with your sits bones where your hips rest on your sitting surface. If your back is touching the chair, how does it feel against the chair? Are you able to let yourself be supported by this chair? And what happens when you do? Become aware of your core and your abdomen and how your belly gently expands and contracts as you continue to let yourself breathe naturally at your own pace. Become aware of your chest and back, your shoulders and your arms. How are they resting at the moment? Do you want to adjust them? Let yourself be comfortable and let your fingers and wrists relax all the way. You don't need to type or do any work right now except within your inner awareness. Bring your attention up through your neck with permission inside yourself to let any residual tension simply dissolve into thin air. Your neck has never felt more free of tension. It's amazing. Now bring your attention up through the cranium of your head. Feel it from the inside all the way up to your crown and down the front of your face, settling your attention at your third eye. You're still breathing in and out at your own pace and whatever depth feels good to you today. We're ready to go visit your safe space in your Akashic world, and suddenly you notice you're already there. When you look up and around in your mind's eye, you see that you're not in the room you've been in. You're standing on a grassy field. Notice what time of day it is. It's your most favorite time of day. You can feel the earth beneath your feet. You can hear the babbling sound of the stream behind you. There's a gentle breeze at the perfect temperature, just the way you like it. And it gently washes over the skin on your arms and face, and it soothes you instantly. A scent on that breeze catches your attention. What is that smell? You love this scent. Can you identify it? You haven't been this comfortable and relaxed in a very long time, maybe ever. It allows you to feel safe and secure and curious. Your curiosity allows you to notice that up ahead, there's a thicket of beautiful trees and an opening to a path in those trees. You know this path. What a great day. You've wanted to find this path again, and here it is. So you walk forward to the entrance of this well-worn and familiar path in the trees. What kind of trees are these? They're your favorite, and that's where some of that divine scent was coming from. It's coming from inside this pathway under the trees. As you walk forward, you realize you know this path incredibly well. It is so old and familiar, you wonder how you ever wandered away. As you look around while walking down the path to a destination you've visited many times before, you notice what time of day it is, the quality of the lights, the types of flora and fauna around you, the sound of the wind through the trees. You may even have some animals that have begun to accompany you on this enjoyable walk. You've walked just a little ways into these trees, down this lovely and familiar pathway, and you come to the most charming house. Take a moment to enjoy your house. This is a dwelling that you share with no one but yourself. It's your safe haven, and you come here whenever you need to reconnect with yourself and your inner callings. What does this house look like, and how big is it? You do notice that there are some steps leading up to the front door. So you walk up the steps and approach the door. Notice what kind of door it is, the design, the material, and the handle. This handle is so well worn, it basically fits in your hand like it was molded just for you. As you put your hand on the handle, notice how the material feels as it makes contact with your skin. You can feel the magic inside. Open the door and step inside. You're greeted with the perfect ideal home interior that you've always felt the most comfortable inside. Notice what's around you, the type of furniture and materials, the quality of the light, the temperature of the air. Everything is exactly as you need and require it. And if you want to change something, you simply think about what you want, and then it adjusts magically to your needs. Wow, something smells good in the kitchen. You head into there and notice that something delicious is simmering on the stove. You taste it. Yum! What is that? See if you can notice what you are tasting. Oh, this is going to be so good for later, but it's not ready yet. So while that simmers on the stove, let's draw your attention to a doorway at the center of your home space. It's a very special door. You feel it, you can see it, you know it. What does it look like? What is the handle made out of? Open the door and step inside this special room. Close the door behind you. We'll go back to the main house before we're done. If you thought your house was amazing, well, this room is positively heavenly. It features a beautiful window and a private space for you to sit and ponder. What's the view outside this window? Is it daytime or nighttime? Is it a mountain vista or a beachfront view or a private garden? You have the distinct feeling that absolutely no one but you has ever seen the inside of this space. You are the most safe and comfortable you've ever been. Take a moment to enjoy this space. If you want to have a seat in the best chair you've ever sat in, go right ahead. Take a moment to collect your thoughts. What do you need the most help with right now? Is it around your identity and brand in your business? Is it around making more money? Is it around creating peace with the other humans around you on a daily basis? It's clear to you that while you might have a lot of things that need attention and development from you, there's definitely one that rises above the rest in urgency or importance. You'll notice you have a journal in this room. Go ahead and write down the statement of what you need help with in this journal so you've parked the thought in a spot where you can remember to find it. You look up and notice that there's a door on the other side of this room that is not the same door you came in through, and you can feel how familiar you are with this doorway. Go and open that door, and as you do, you discover it takes you to a small landing with stairs that go up and stairs that go down. If you go down, those stairs are going to take you to visit your past lives, which you'll do on a different day. If you go up, those stairs are going to take you to the Akashic Library, which is what you're going to do today. No matter which way you go, when you do, it feels safe, private, secure, and like you're in total control. You turn in the direction to walk up the stairs, and as you walk up them, you can feel each stair beneath your feet, one at a time. One foot on a stair, then another foot on the next stair up. You can feel the railing or banister under your hand. What material is that? Wow, is that comforting and such a nice feeling under the skin of your palm and fingers. Well, these are the easiest stairs you've ever climbed. Not 1 ounce of effort or exercise is required to go up these stairs, and you go up them so effortlessly. It doesn't take you too long, and you've ascended your staircase and come to the top of the stairs. You find yourself in a reception room of sorts. It's very bright and airy, and the air feels delightfully crisp. You feel incredibly clear in your mental space in a way that you haven't felt in a very long time. And yet, this feeling of being fully present and also fully in your conscious cognition is incredibly familiar to you. You notice that you are fully in the body you have in this lifetime, and you're inside your body, looking out through your eyes, not outside your body, watching yourself go through this experience. You find it's pleasant and enjoyable and peaceful to stay inside your body this entire time. So much so that you're having some aha moments about how to feel more peaceful in your body in your everyday life. In this place, you are full of feelings of belonging and acceptance. It contributes to how safe and welcome you feel, and you notice in this reception room space that you're not the only person there. It's easy to be around the other people, and no one encroaches on your space or awareness, and you don't do that to anyone else either. You are all simply coexisting next to each other. As you look around, see if you recognize any faces around you, and simply take note. Is this someone you interact with regularly, or perhaps you'd like to? Or maybe it is someone you don't know personally, but you'd like to be reminded of the inspiration they give to you. It's not long before a being approaches you, and you are so tuned into this being that they don't need to tap you on the shoulder or call your name. You simply know without a doubt that they are present for you and ready for you. This being does not have any gender identity, but may appear to you in certain forms to help your human consciousness compute the details just a little bit better. Take a moment to reacquaint yourself with this being. What do they look like? Do they tell you that they have a name? You feel so much familiarity and love from this being, and also a lot of humor, so much warm humor, and absolutely no traces of sarcasm or bitterness in this place, space, or with anyone around, especially within yourself. You realize that this being is your personal librarian, and they help you access divine information on a regular basis. They are so glad you came back for a visit to your Akashic Library. They lead you out of the waiting room and into a gorgeous library reading room. You know this place, but it's like you forgot some of the details and you feel like you're seeing it again for the first time. It has an incredibly high ceiling and is bathed in the perfect light for your senses. Notice if this reading room has any noticeable details that are pleasing to your senses, like flooring, walls, artwork, or types of materials. And as you're admiring this space and so grateful to be back in it again, you feel like you're enveloped in peacefulness and you feel incredibly open to discovering answers to your question that you just journaled about in your personal safe room. Your librarian knows, and they lead you to a pedestal that is reserved just for you. You notice that there are pedestals and reading desks all over this grand space, and there are other individuals with their librarians also accessing various volumes and information. Your librarian has suddenly appeared with a very large book and gently places it on the pedestal in front of you. They allow you to touch this book on your own now, and you put your hands on the book, feeling the cover. What is it made out of? Does it feel very old, or has it been recently rebound and recovered? As you open the front cover, you notice that some of the pages are very old and others are relatively new, and some of them seem to be very futuristic, like you don't know what that material is, but someday you will. Your librarian reminds you to take a breath and to take your time reconnecting with your question or the problem that you'd like to solve today. As you do, your fingers feel automatically drawn to a certain part of this book, and you feel yourself open the pages to that part of the book. It's entirely instinctual, and you have total trust that you know this is what you need to read today. As you gaze down at the page, you'll notice that the information seems to come in a rush, and you're used to this. It's how this information flows, literally flows, and it's not your job today to force yourself or the information on this page to define itself in exact detail as if you're reading a paperback novel. You can feel that this is a different experience, and your librarian encourages you that as you continue to visit the reading room more often, this reading process becomes easier and easier. You're doing great today. You let yourself relax into the experience and allow the information to flow through you and around you. What pops out to you? Is it certain words or phrases? Or perhaps it's something visual like symbols and a little scene like you're watching a movie trailer. You might even feel overwhelming clarity about certain emotions you're feeling in your body. Let yourself enjoy this entirely different reading experience and let your body read the information as it flows around you and through you. What has come through like a little light or a ping? Does it flash in front of you like how lightning bugs flash and then fade. You can ask the information to circle back around and show you that again. It wants to talk with you, and it is talking with you. Give yourself a moment to drink in this information, breathe in this information, and soak in this information through your senses. Know with certainty that even if you are not consciously computing all of the details through your human thought process right now, that this information can also be accessible through moments of meditation and in your dreamscapes. Take a moment now to read your Akashic information for answers to your question from your journal. This book of knowledge starts to wrap up what it has to tell you, and your librarian is ready to place your book back in its honored location in the library. Honestly, you feel a little full of information at this point, and it's best to wrap things up before you feel overly full or overwhelmed with too much information. Thank your librarian for their help and feel the love for yourself through this act of self-care through spiritual exploration. Your librarian assures you that anytime you want to revisit the reading room, they will bring you whatever Akashic books you need to help you find clarity and answers in your current human lifetime. They help you find your way back into the reception room, where you are so grateful to have reconnected with your librarian, and they are so full of love for you. It feels like the best trip to a library you've ever taken. The reception room is still full of people coming in and out, and it's such a peaceful place, full of self-exploration energy. You remember this feeling of peaceful coexistence as you walk back down the stairs. As you turn to descend the stairs, you feel yourself fully in your present day body, and you know with assured certainty that if you want to come back and visit this library again, you can do this at any time. It feels good to have visited, and it also feels good to head back out. You walk back down the stairs, and it's like you glide. You're so full of confidence and peacefulness. You feel each stair under each foot as you go down one at a time. You even feel your hand sliding down the banister or railing to keep yourself steady. You are suddenly back at the landing in front of your room's doorway. There are still stairs that go up and stairs that go down. We'll save a visit in either direction for next time. Walk back through the doorway into your private safe room and close the door behind you. It feels so good to be back in this room, and you have such an appreciation for this space that's only for you. You see your journal sitting on the table with the question you wrote, and if it helps, you can take a moment to jot down some of the thoughts you had from visiting your Akashic Library to help you solve this problem. It's like magic. It takes you almost no time to record your thoughts, and you realize that you already have them carried in your memory that you'll be using after you complete this visit. So you leave your journal where it's at and go back to the door that leads back into the main house. Step back into the main house and close the special room's door behind you. Wow, it smells even better in this house. That comfort food is going to be so delicious and nourishing. And you suddenly realize that all of these elements in this amazing house of yours can be brought into your everyday life. You realize that it would be nice to go back to your everyday life and have this delicious meal there instead. So you head back to the main entry door to your house and thank this house for existing. You can come back here whenever you want, and you just might start doing that more often. As you step back out on your porch, you feel such a sense of peace and gratitude. What a great day with so many great aha moments and information with clarity in it. So much comfort that helps you feel like you can do anything and solve any questions and problems that come to you. Close the door behind you and walk down the steps back onto the path that brought you here. Some of your animal friends might be back to accompany you down the path. Thank them for spending time with you today, and as you walk back out the path, you notice that the time of day has changed. Yes, it's definitely time to go home to your everyday life and adventures. You come to the end of your path and you find yourself back outside in the grassy clearing. The babbling stream is ahead of you, and it sounds so pleasant, and the temperature is so delightful. You walk toward the water where there's a small bridge. What an adorable bridge! You step onto the bridge and walk across it, walking over the water that you can hear so delightfully. And as you walk across the bridge, you notice that you feel your body more. You feel your feet, you feel your legs, you feel your torso and back. You feel your arms and you feel your awareness all the way up through your cranium to the crown of your head, and it settles at your third eye in the center of your forehead. You can't help but stretch a little and take a deliciously deep breath. When was the last time you took such a deep breath? It's like so much tension has magically melted away and your eyelids don't feel heavy anymore. They gently open and you let your eyes readjust to the here and now. You stand up and feel your feet firmly on the ground, and you do some gentle stretches, feeling all of your muscles and tendons and bones ready to support you in the magic you bring to this world. Now is a great time to jot down some keywords and memories from your Akashic Library reading session. What actions can you take today or this week or this month towards solving the problem you need to solve the most, whether it's a money issue or a leadership issue or something else? It's amazing how much clarity you have now and how much you can trust your inner knowing that you carry the answers inside you all the time. Congratulations, you have taken a small step towards your own Akashic clearing. If you're still with me at this point, you probably really love my material. And if that's the case, then I invite you into joining my special group of subscribers. The links are all in the show notes below this video. You can join my free Saturday newsletter where I send a weekly tarot and Akashic reading just for entrepreneurs and small business owners. And then there's another group on Sundays that receives extended readings for the week. And in 2024, the subscription rate is $19 per month. I feel that it's important to create space to feel and hear your intuitive inner voice to go along with your data-based decisions in business. And the readings I provide help you do just that. They're more like intuitive coaching lessons. And again, you can get information for those newsletters through the link in this video's show notes. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Stay sensible, stay woo, and always be you.